All right, the wait is over. The new version 7.2 IMSA DPi update is available for download on both Android and iOS. So let's do a quick overview here. Of course, we got new cars, a new category of cars, the IMSA prototypes, right? So we got an Acura ARX-05 and a new manufacturer, Cadillac DPi-V.R, and finally the third IMSA DPi from Mazda RT24P. So they're all gonna be, I believe, limited time series. From what I understand, there's no special event in this update yet again. And my prediction is, according to their website, each car's cost is all their identical cost cars with an identical PR range. So the base PR is 78.4 is where it starts. And then when fully upgraded, they go all the way up to 94.6. And for these limited time series, you have to get your PR up to 90.6. We'll confirm that once we get going on the actual limited time series. So I'll just go with what they say on their website for this overview here. But I will do give you guys my prediction on how much these guys are going to cost, just going on the trend based on how much the actual cars cost is and how much limited time series gold reward is going to be, because it's been fairly consistent. Just give and take a small amount of gold here and there, but generally speaking, you can use a formula of like adding the cost of the car if you were to buy it outright. In this case, each car, the gold cost to buy it outright is, yes, they are all gold cars, of course, I know, will cost you 850 gold each, right? And the reward, gold reward for completing the limited time series is 130. So if you combine those two, you get the total amount of 980, right? So that's what you're essentially winning by completing the limited time series. And it has worked out in the past, and fairly consistently, is that upgrade cost to bring the PR high enough to meet the requirement is about the half the cost of that. About, not always, but pretty close to halfway. So that means half of 980 gold, which is 490 gold. So that's how much each car you can anticipate to spend on each of these three cars in upgrading enough to meet the PR requirement of 90.6. So yeah, not cheap cars. So I just hope that they handle as well as, let's say, closest thing that I can think of, which would be the Le Mans prototypes, right? LMP ones. We'll find out soon enough. So that's my prediction on these IMSA DPIs. So let's move on. And of course, we're getting a couple of classic Hondas. So I know Acura, Honda, more or less the same manufacturer, but in the game they do separate Toyota from Lexus. So they're of course separating Honda from Acura. So Honda is officially a new manufacturer, second new manufacturer in this update after Cadillac. And we're gonna get some old classics here, S2000 GT and NSX-R. So yeah, so that's the NSX that I'm familiar with, the Honda NSX, right? And of course, in the last update, we got the Acura NSX GT3 version. So it'll be nice to kind of get a little comparison. These cars, of course, are not nearly as fast or high performance cars, since these are more like sports cars compared to, let's say, actual race cars that we got in the last update, right? So and they're, I suppose, priced accordingly. They're not nearly as expensive. So in the case of S2000 GT, cost is 160 gold, with a PR range going from 5.1 stock to 17.2 fully upgraded. So let's see. And these are going to be all presented in limited time series, from what I understand. So I believe the Honda NSX-R limited time series is the second one to run after the Cadillac, the DPi-V.R championship. So let's see. NSX-R, the base cost, or the cost of the car, is 200 gold, and the reward for running through it is 130 gold. Is that right? That seems rather generous for car that is gonna be featured in, I want to say, what is it in? It's gonna be in pro section of your career. So I don't know if that's really true. I guess they have to pay out at some point, but don't get too excited here. So the car's cost was 200 up, and then reward is going to be under 130. So that's 330 total gold that you essentially win. But in order to get that, you have to spend half of that, which means basically half of 330. So what is that? 165 gold maybe in upgrading NSX-R to meet the PR requirement of getting it up to PR 32.8. So the NSX-R's PR range is from 19.8 stock all the way up to 37, and we're bringing it up to 32.8. So I'm expecting, once again, 3 upgrades across the board. And then for the S2000, the reward is going to be 43 gold, and the cost of the car is 160 gold. So combined, that's about 200. So perhaps the upgrade cost for S2000 GT is going to be about 100 gold. Just and my anticipation here. So let's see. If you were to, that means those are all the new cars, right? We got 3 IMSA prototypes, which is going to cost about 500 gold each. So that is upwards of like 1500 gold. And then like 165 gold-ish for the NSX-R, and another 100 for S2000 GT. So that is about, what, 1760 gold in this update. So yeah, time to go start farming if you don't have a very significant gold bank. So yikes. We'll see if these cards are all worth picking up. Anyway, so yes. And we're actually going to have one of the older cars, Lamborghini Centenario, presented in limited time series this time around. I believe that was limited times, not originally limited time series car. I believe it was a special event car. We had a flashback on that as well, if I remember correctly. But I cannot remember where my upgrade or upgrades are on my Centenario. It's a nice car. But yeah, we'll see. This is going to be an expensive update. Just like the last one, but slightly, well, last one I guess was, there were 4 IMSA GTD cars, so that costed what, 428 gold each. So that one costing about upwards of about 1700 gold to win all 4, and it seems like that is their new formula. Each update, if you want to win every car, you would have to spend about 1700 gold. Yikes. But since we're talking about the limited time series here, here, the order that these limited time series are going to happen. The first one that it's should be already open by the time I complete this video is going to be the Cadillac DPi-V.R. And next one is going to be the NSX-R, the Honda. And then the next one following is Mazda RT24P. So that's the second IMSA prototype championship that we're going to have. And then we're going to be mixing in another non-IMSA car that is going to be the Honda S2000 GT. And then after that, we'll get the third IMSA prototype limited time series. Of course, that is for Acura ARX05. And I believe each one's gonna run for like 9 days limited time series. And there's gonna be a couple of there are gonna be days where 2 limited time series are gonna be running like simultaneously, because they started to like stagger these limited time series. So, and then finally the last limited time series is gonna be for Centenario. So that's that. And oh, look at that, we got a couple of flashbacks. One for the Ferrari FXXK. I call that one of the essential cars that you have to have. And then the Lion of Leipzig is for the 918, the Weissach package, right? One of my all-time favorite cars in the entirety of the game. It's, well, I love all the 918s. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So let's see. The Porsche here should be, if you don't own this car, you should be able to win that car without investing any gold upgrades on the car if you're short on gold. And I believe the reward is like 65 gold. But if you've already run through, and this is the second time you're running it through, you already own the car, then I believe the repeat reward is just a mere 25 gold. But you know, at least it should be a fairly easy event to win. And of course, that was the event we were first introduced to our favorite, I don't know, would you call him antagonist of the game? Magnus. So that's always good fun. And the FXXK, let's see. It, if I remember correctly, towards the end of the event, special event, things get pretty tricky. I remember having a really poor time management on my side towards the end, so I ended up kind of screwing up near the end, having to spend gold to skip certain events because I was running out of time. But from what I understand, I think you might be able to win that car without getting gold upgrades. I I wasn't able to do it myself, but as I was saying, if you manage your time and if you can get some practice in, you might be able to pull it off. So we'll see if I end up running through flashbacks and post another set of videos, like Lion of Leipzig. That'll be like a third time, I think. But anyway, and then we're getting a couple of exclusive series. Oh, we got Centenario exclusive series. So, let's see. Is that gonna be worthwhile to upgrade it fully? Let's see. Centenario. The reward for completing exclusive series is gonna be 100 gold. Actually, same for the Hellcat here as well. So, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know if they are worth upgrading fully to get that 100 gold, because obviously, generally speaking, all the upgrades are gonna cost more than 100 gold, especially to go full up in order to participate in these exclusive series. But I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was a upgrade discount on Hellcat not that long ago, so I might have mine fully upgraded, which means if you've been playing for a while and you took advantage of that Hellcat upgrade discount, then this would be the time to recoup that cost. In this upgrade, that's extra 100 gold to kind of help with the recouping the cost of the original, not original, but the amount that we'll be spending on the new cars, right? And the Centenario, I feel like we didn't have an upgrade discount on that car, but I might be wrong. So, but if you have yours fully upgraded, then it's kind of a 2 extra series to get some gold back, right? You get 100 gold for running through the exclusive series, and you would also get how much gold was it for the limited time series here? Let's see. For limited time series Centenario, it's gonna be another 100 gold that you'll get back for completing if you already if you already have the car and don't need to invest any more in upgrades. So there you go. All right, so new cars, sure, why not? Let's check them out. And since I am on Wi-Fi network, maybe I will be able to get these downloaded in relatively quick fashion. Anyway, there are a couple of new bonus series as well as the exclusive series and the motorsports, the IMSA DPi category, I guess the new category of events. So the ones with the non-IMSA DPi cars, right? We're talking Honda NSX-R and the S2000 GT. S2000 GT is going to be in the Pro-Am section of your career under a new bonus series called Japanese Sport Showdown, along with the, of all cars, Nissan Silvia, the original, right? So that's kind of a fun event, and apparently I'm getting some gold here as well for the daily reward. Thank you very much. And FXXK Evo, ooh, the improved version of FXXK is on discount, it looks like, so that's cool. But let's check out the new cars. All right, so here's the first one on the list, not necessarily in a particular order here, since this is not the first limited time series car. Honda S2000 GT, got starting base PR 5.1. So as I said, this car is going to be in competing against Silvia, so you don't expect it to be anything super fast. So, all right, and let's see. Moving on, and here's the NSX-R, the other Honda, and this one PR is of course a little bit higher, and this one bonus series featuring this car is going to be in pro section of your career, so the one higher tier than the S2000, under VTEC versus Wankel. So this one is going to be pitted up against the Mazda RX-7 Spirit R. So that should be a fun little bonus series. And let's see. Base PR starts at 19.8, goes all the way up to how far does this go up to? Let's see. New car. 37. Right. Yes, I talked about that earlier. And then here are the new cars, the new category cars, right? IMSA prototypes. So let's check these out. So we got Acura, and we got Cadillac, and we got Mazda. So let's see, the grip 1.75, except the Acura. So Acura is going to be the gripper. Let's check out the braking distance: 25.6, 26.2, 25.6. All right, so the Cadillac is gonna take a little bit longer to come to stop. All right, and then let's check out the acceleration: 2.79 on Acura, 2.76 on Cadillac, and 2.77 on Mazda. So Cadillac is the speedster, looks like. 321 top speed for Acura, 325 for top speed, and 321 for Mazda. So what's the conclusion here? The Acura is the gripper. It's got the lowest top speed and the slowest acceleration, but the best grip, and the better, let's say, braking distance. Mazda, perhaps the balanced out of the three here, right? So the acceleration is competitive, top speed not bad, but it's got decent grip, and the Cadillac is just a speedster, right? It's the rocket. So anyway, so that does it for this video of the new version overview. So we'll of course unlocks a couple of new series. So we'll see you in the Cadillac Championship. All right, take care.